to Gunning to Old Trafford. Your host Ibi and Shady, and we've got our special guest Dasin with us. Shady, today's segment we're going to be looking at the all-time combined Manchester United and Arsenal 11.
I'm a bit nervous. Because there's just so much players to choose from. But we've got Dasin here that's going to help us. And let's enjoy.
So, I think, guys,
I don't know. I'm nervous about this, guys, because if I could, yes, I don't know. Let's go.
You
Let's
choose
go.
only Arsenal
Let's
players.
choose. I'll choose only Arsenal players. But
So-
anyway, guys, just to quickly explain, right? We're gonna go with. You happy with the 4-4-2, Ibrahim? Or you want to go with the? Ibrahim said a 4-4-2 diamond, but I think let's go with a flat 4-4-2.
We'll do a flat 4-4-2.
Right?
but,
We'll play with it. That's it.
So, guys, two of the biggest clubs in the Premier League. I mean, history is there. We've seen players, remarkable players coming out of this club. As a neutral, I've seen players like Van Persie, David Beckham, Schmeichel or Seaman. We've seen players that have lit up the Premier League. It'll be exciting to see where we can fill these players in and who we're going to choose. Let's see where we get.
And I think just to add, this combined 11 is from our point of view.
Yes.
So obviously, some players will be left out, both from a Manchester United and an Arsenal perspective. But bear with us. These are the players we've grown up with and some of the team players that we think, would fit into it. Let's get into it. And let's start off at the back. So obviously, from a goalkeeping department, no
I know who you're going to go with.
No brainer from my end. It's got to be Peter Schmeichel. I think, he's come good at many moments. The FA Cup semi-final, the Champions League final, where he really brought us together. And he's an overall leader that really brought sweeper keeper to the fore. It's a keeper that was never on his line, led from the back, and really commanded his defense. So for me, Schmeichel is a no-brainer.
I agree that Schmeichel was before his time.
Yeah.
To be honest, he was a keeper that nobody else could keep up with. But you're not going with Taibbi or Bosnia.
Wait, Bosnia?
Who's he going with?
No, definitely.
Why don't you go with them, brother?
Are you going with Schmeichel?
We've got Barthez also.
Hey,
Barthez.
Fabian Barthez. Wow.
Another guy who, jokes aside, another guy that I think you could, as a Man United guy, Van der Sar, he was class.
Yes.
No, but I think if we're looking at an all-time combined, I think for me, Peter Schmeichel just takes it over from Edwin van der Sar. So for me, my choice, and I'm locking it in Tassin,
Right.
it has to be Peter Schmeichel.
Okay, locked in. I just want to add we've also had great keepers.
Sure.
David Seaman, brilliant keeper. Just but as a stopper, he was never a Peter Schmeichel that that could play that sweeper ball. So Jens Lehmann, part of the Invincible Club, as well. But
what I'm hearing here,
I'm getting to that. I as a football lover and as a coach or a person that really tries to teach children how to play a sweeper keeper, I think Schmeichel brought that, and we must not forget that. So I'm going to accept defeat on this one. Let's lock on Schmeichel. I think
we're it's unanimous.
I think it's unanimous.
Schmeichel takes the number one. I think we go with on the bench. I think we can put Jens Lehmann on the bench. Give Jens can give it a little bit. And between both of them, they characters, eh?
Yeah, really.
So I think there we got a good
number two.
I think that's a good number two.
If we look at our centre backs, and I think that's really key. I'm going to be controversial here again, and sorry, Abdul. I don't think I can, with all my heart, even if I wanted to bring in any Arsenal players here, for me, a centre back is all about the understanding, being an iconic duo, knowing when to go forward, when to cover, and really support each other. And I think that's what's lacking from the current crop of Manchester United players. So for me, honestly, no Premier League 11 should be without these two players. So it needs to be Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic. Those two were on a different wavelength. and really understood each other's game and could really support each other. So my centre back pairing, not as individuals but as a pair, would be Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic.
I totally agree on the Ferdinand. Wow, great defender. Made it very difficult for all the teams.
Definitely.
His leadership qualities, his composure on the ball, in the air.
He was like a wall.
He was a wall.
was a
However, right centre back, Ferdinand, Vidic left centre back, and I want to just be also a bit controversial, and I want to put in. Look here, Arsenal had a fair problems with defenders, but one man that really was the heart and soul of the team, Tony Adams.
For sure.
Tony Adams, look here, Vidic, Tony Adams. I just feel Tony Adams brought something else. Tony Adams brought a lot of leadership. He kept the structure. He kept the calmness of the team.
Definitely.
And I don't know. I would go for personally Ferdinand, Tony Adams, Vidic on the bench. I'm not going to dispute that. Who also went into my mind, also who I admired, was Jaap Stam.
Oh, Stam was
Stam was for me, wow, the 2-3
I think
seasons.
Stam, if he stayed a little bit longer,
Yes.
maybe.
Iconic
But because
status,
he was,
if
he,
he was-
he
It's
was really
just-
there
it's
for
very
a
short.
stint, yeah.
Just the way
So I
he
think-
played,
No,
he
he
brought
was-
defending, he
I mean-
brought it hard defending to the Premiership,
Exactly.
and
In
then
Italy, he was sublime.
he
he
was
was sublime.
Yeah.
So
I think we've
So-
locked it. I mean, where we are
I-
now, we've got three centre backs for
Three
Tassin
centre
to
backs.
choose
Tassin,
between.
So I'm
It's
going
all
to
up to
split it right down the middle. I agree with you, Tony Adams and Rio Ferdinand. That I think no strikers are going to pass those two.
wow.
Done.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Done.
where we are now, we've got the goalkeeper who's Peter Schmeichel, our centre back pairing, Tony Adams, Rio Ferdinand. I don't think anybody can complain about that. Let's look at our right and left back.
Let's do the right back.
Right back first. So for me, as a Manchester United fan, I would have to say as a right back, I would go with Gary Neville. And the reason why I'd go with the Gary Neville is because he was part of the class of '92. Came through and was a really, it really symbolized how Manchester United grew through those players.
Sure.
You can't win anything with kids was the famous saying. And they went on to prove that, they can hold their own against some of the greats. And Gary Neville will be the first to tell you he wasn't a technically gifted player, but he was a worker.
He was a worker.
He was a
yes.
grapher.
Yes.
And he could really, and he made that position his own. So for me, right back, I would definitely need to go with
Gary Neville. What's your take on Dennis Owen?
Uh,
Also
Owen, we'll
decent.
talk about him on the left, but let's
On the
finish off
left.
on the right. Yeah?
Okay, on the left, look here.
Let's start on the right.
Right
Abdul,
back.
so-
Right back. Our two at Arsenal that really excelled and I enjoyed them was Lauren and Emmanuel Iboye. However, not much success. I think Lauren won one league in 2002. I'm gonna concede. And I'm gonna go with Gary Neville.
So does it make
I'm
your
gonna
life a
go
little
with
bit
Gary
easier,
Neville.
yeah?
It makes
I
your life
think-
easier. I
Guys,
respect
this is
Gary
a
Neville.
foregone conclusion.
It's
guess.
there. However, left back. Can we go to left back?
So just
Because
before
there I'm
that,
gonna challenge.
just
Go
before
for
that,
it. Go for it.
looking at Neville, a thought comes to mind. Neville, like you say, was a class of '92, right? This is what Man United are lacking. They haven't developed their players. They're looking to be like Barcelona or Real Madrid, where they have or want to buy big players and make a team around that. And that was never Man United before. So I think maybe going back to their roots,
Exactly.
start developing players like this. You had Scholes and guys like Neville and coming
going
through
back to the development, and
that's
that's
definitely
important, man.
what Man United were all about. So that's
Gary Neville.
locked in. Right back, we're going with Gary Neville.
So as we move on to left back, I've been starting all the time, so I'll let Abdul or Shady start off now.
I would go. Look here. Honestly speaking, and I'm gonna lock it just there. We're not gonna look at newer players. But I think Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole is a Chelsea legend or is
Ashley
an
Cole-
Arsenal legend?
Well, he'll always be an Arsenal legend. I think. I mean, when we started throwing the pounds. However, that's the only one I could really compare him. Look. We never really, as Arsenal, we never really had good right backs and left backs. We pride ourselves with the counter attack and the attack.
Yeah.
Right? So, Ashley Cole, I love Kieran Dini, what he brings to it. You know, he reminds me of Braveheart, Mel Gibson.
Because he's
Scottish.
Scottish.
Because he's Scottish. He's got heart. He's got heart of, and he fights for freedom and he fights for that ball. So,
Just a shout out on
I
that
would
point. John Neil Bellingham, if you're watching, since Shady loves the Scots so much, maybe you should give him your impression of Braveheart.
yeah, please, and guys, just to tell you guys, my late grandfather actually was a Rangers supporter.
Nice.
So I have a soft spot for Scottish football, and I do follow it. I love Rangers. When Gerrard was there, I watched them
I mean,
religiously.
Sir Alex played for Rangers.
For
He coached
Rangers as
Aberdeen,
well.
So there's a lot of history.
So there's a lot of history in Scotland. So
So who are you locking in at left back, Abdul? I think it's Ashley Cole, right?
I'm gonna go with Ashley Cole.
From a
I'm gonna go with
Manchester
Ashley
United perspective, I wouldn't disagree with Ashley Cole. So if Tassim does go with Ashley Cole, I won't be too disappointed because I think he was a really class player. And, if anyone could stop Ronaldo in his prime, it was Ashley Cole. There was a lot of, that battle happened a lot. But for me, no Manchester United 11 or team can be without Dennis Owen. Dennis Owen really embodied Manchester United, really showed what a true captain can do and how he moves the team forward from defense. He was a scoring left back, as they
But
would
he was
say.
also very versatile. He
He was right-footed.
as well.
He was
right-footed
but
on
he
the
played
left.
on the left. And
And there was a few games that he played right back is when he excelled.
Sure.
He did very, very well.
So, again, not the classiest of players, but a player that got the job done. And I would take him today over Luke Shaw, and that says a lot. So for me, I would lock in Dennis Owen.
So, my point is that if we look at this from the whole team, I think maybe this is the weaker spot, or might be the weaker link from compared to the players that we are going to choose. But taking nothing away from these two. But if I have to choose, I'm gonna shade with my man here and
Ashley Cole, wow.
go with Ashley Cole.
Can we put Dennis
Yes,
Owen on the bench?
This is definitely coming from a
Right.
Liverpool fan,
Okay, Ashley
unfortunately.
Cole. That's
Look,
for
Ashley
you,
Cole.
man.
Ashley Cole was class. He had those runs. I think he'll gel well with this team.
Okay, so now we've got our back sorted out. So we've got Peter Schmeichel in goal. We've got Gary Neville on the right. Rio Ferdinand and Tony Adams through the center, and
Gary Neville.
Ashley Cole
Ashley
coming
Cole.
through on the
So
left.
that's a
It's a
English,
really
that's a England back four basically.
England back
All
four
English.
with the big Dane.
With the big Dane at the back.
covering
I
the
love the
points.
big Dane, and I love Casper Schmeichel.
I also love him. He's a
So
good
now
one.
we move into midfield. I think this is where we're going to become a bit more heated because I think there's going to be a lot of fights here. Right midfield, because we are going with a flat 4-4-2.
I think you're going to lock on this one, Ibrahim.
For me, if we're going right midfield, David Beckham. I mean, the partnership with Gary Neville coming down the flank, the crosses being pulled in. I think for me, David Beckham for.
Ibrahim,
for
why
sure.
are you doing this to me? I love David Beckham. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you going to concede? It sounds like he's conceding.
David Beckham, guys, you guys need to understand. Yeah, David Beckham is on a different level, man. I just feel that Arsenal on the wing,
Fabregas.
says not so much on the wing. Says a little bit through
You've got Theo Walcott
through the
on
middle.
right.
Theo Walcott, not in David Beckham's class.
Okay,
I would say let's concede. I think let's move on. I think David
yeah,
Beckham.
I'm gonna try.
What
and
about Ray
find
Parlour?
Ray Parlour, legend, but not a David Beckham, man. You know, if you're talking right midfield, right wing, getting those balls in the box, I mean, you don't get better than David Beckham.
Done. So we're
I
locking
concede.
in.
We're
We're
locking
locking
David
in on
Beckham.
David Beckham. Left wing. Let's do left wing before we come
Sorry,
to the
before
center.
that, what about Freddie Ljungberg?
Freddie Ljungberg also, remember, Freddie Ljungberg, like Perez, played him more as an inverted
Sure.
winger, so he could. So I would rather have David Beckham for that balance. Freddie Lundberg was more inverted, so he was more
The ball
attacking.
that Beckham brought in was
That ball that David
unbelievable.
Beckham. I mean,
Something
else.
in a team like this that we're talking about,
Yeah.
you need a player like David
Yeah.
Beckham.
100%.
I mean, we got to also look at it as a footballing team as well, and David Beckham suits it.
100%.
Left
Left wing.
wing.
For me, it would be 2008 Ronaldo. So I'm not using Ronaldo as a striker, but for me, I'm using him as the left winger cutting in. And having Ashley Cole coming in from behind, I think 2008
I'm
Ronaldo.
actually shocked with you. I thought you'd go with Ryan Giggs.
No, I was thinking of Ryan Giggs, but I think
There's
the
a lot
team,
of left
the
mid.
team that we're building, thinking about who we're going to put up front later on, because I know there's going to be some challenges. I think Ronaldo, 2008 Ronaldo coming down the wing, surpasses anybody that I've seen play down the left lane.
Sure.
So for me, Ronaldo was untouchable in 2008, Ballon d'Or winner, Champions League winner, took United to the double. So for me, 2008 Cristiano Ronaldo running down the wing.
People, you guys need to understand, before I lock in my left mid, Ibrahim is bringing up world class players, and this is where Manchester United were.
Exactly.
I mean, we all admired.
Sure. I mean,
Everybody's
you
You
have to be
hated
honest.
us, but you admired us.
No,
We
of
admire the
course,
football.
of course. I mean,
Football.
Ibrahim, you guys gave us Ronaldo, you gave us David Beckham, and we also gave you a few
I
players,
mean,
good
we're leaving
players.
out Ryan Giggs out of
You're
the
leaving
team.
Ryan Giggs, but
You know?
look here, for me again, like David Beckham, Ronaldo is the GOAT. However, I want to mess with your people's brains a bit. For balance also, Ronaldo's brilliant. Also Robert Pires.
Oh, Robert Pires.
Robert Pires.
Part of the...
I
know,
Pires is
look,
class.
not in that level, but if you're looking at balance of the team, I'm gonna throw it there, but I'm gonna let this guy here give us a little bit of
Yeah, so Tassin, I mean,
Tassin, give us
choice
what
is
you
on you.
think. I'm just looking at Robert Pires because I felt Robert Pires technically could hold the ball. Very good. Link up with the strikers, amazing. But obviously,
His passing.
his passing
Oh.
was good. But now you're going up against Cristiano Ronaldo.
And
So this is a tough one
2008
for you.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Right?
2000, look at it was nobody for him. So, Tassin, this is a difficult one.
So
and we
guys-
leave this to you,
respect what
Tassin.
you say. We leave it to you.
I'm going towards Pires. No, I'm just kidding.
I
Just
got so
kidding.
happy.
Cristiano
Wow.
Ronaldo is Cristiano
I got it.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, no, I
Done.
I
So
got it
our
conceded.
wingers, we've got Ronaldo and Beckham. So Beckham on the right, Ronaldo running down the left. I think that's a power.
For you
power.
PlayStation players, this is a
Fantasy
beautiful
team of
fantasy
note.
team.
Yeah,
What do you say?
honestly,
It's a
definitely.
fantasy team. Wow. Okay, so
Our center mid. So there can't be two captains in the team.
yeah,
So I think let's look at the one position, the captain position, Keane or Vieira. So obviously I'm going to go with Roy Keane for obvious reasons.
got you.
We know
got you.
Shady's going to go with Vieira for obvious reasons.
All right.
So we're not going to get into it. We leave it up to
Go for
Tassin
it.
to
Let's-
choose
Our captain.
that captain fantastic to lead their team, Keane or Vieira.
If we're looking at this team already, I must tell you there's leaders in this team. I mean, you
No,
look
but
at
you
Tony
need that
Adams.
one to bring
No,
them
no,
all.
sure. You got Tony Adams.
And don't forget what
Vieira,
happened to you on
Keane.
Monday night at
Sure.
at Crystal. I'm just saying.
This is a team filled with leaders. I think if as a captain, I'm gonna go with Roy Keane. Roy Keane was superb as a captain, a man that led it from the front, and he was a guy that had the captured all his players, and whoever played with him felt his presence. You know.
100%. And I think
I
they
mean,
feel
I'm not
it
taking
till
anything
today.
away from Vieira. Vieira was equally as good, but I think Keane just edges Vieira.
Is there no way we can? I know you don't want two captains in one team,
No, I think it's difficult to play a Keane and Vieira in the same squad.
This is.
but
I mean,
it's
It's
wow.
a-
You look at
Wow.
chemistry.
Oh,
How are you
So
going to
wait,
play
so
the
listen,
game?
we've
can't,
locked
you
in
can't.
we've locked in Keane on one. There's still another centre mid. You can put Vieira forward. I think let's be cognizant of time as well. So let's try to wrap this up.
Can I quickly just give my
Let's try
opinion?
to wrap this up
Okay.
because
Okay.
we are running out of time.
Okay. So let's look at Keane. Let's look at
Tassin, are
Keane.
you
But
going
I'm
with
not going to
Keane?
be
Yeah,
so
I'm
nice
with
at the
Keane.
strikers, right? So
No,
let's
that's fine.
look at
But
Keane.
we
So
still
your
remember
second midfielder
Well, Ibrahim,
for me,
we cannot put Keane and Vieira.
yeah.
Right.
So I would go with Paul Scholes next to Roy Keane.
Look here, I would go with the upgrade of Paul Scholes and I'll go with Cesc Fabregas.
An upgrade
And
of Paul Scholes.
honestly, an upgrade. I'm being honest. Paul Scholes, brilliant.
Blasphemy.
Cesc
Guys.
Fabregas brought
So
something else to the
So
team.
Tassin,
Come
just a
on.
quick wrap up. Let's,
So,
let's
okay,
do a
let's
fire,
quickly. So,
quick fire round.
yeah, I'm going to veto both of you. I'm going with a Keane and a Vieira in the team. I think they'll bring some spark to that team. They haven't played together. They played against each other, but they haven't played
No,
together.
but you okay.
Let's put them together.
Ibrahim doesn't know. I don't know. But okay, what do you think? You want to
No,
try?
okay, let's. I mean,
I
we can
think-
lock it in. Let's lock it in at
Yes,
Keane and
the
Vieira.
history, but
Okay.
think of them as teammates.
Done. So that's our midfield, our defense, and our keepers sorted out. Our strikers.
Can I lock this in?
We've got a lot of choice.
Look here.
No, give your
I
two
don't have-
choices. Give your
This is
two
my
choices.
two choices, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. I would go for... You can't keep Thierry Henry out of this team. And I know who Ibrahim loves. So, I would go Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp. Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp.
Sure.
Guys, come on.
Sure.
At that
So-
time, I don't know.
So for me, balance is important. I think Wayne Rooney, all-time leading Manchester United goal scorer. Eric Cantona, who was the catalyst in the success that Ferguson brought out over the years. Thierry Henry, someone I molded my game personally off, so
Correct.
someone I love. Dennis Bergkamp was a magician. So I would honestly go with a Thierry Henry and Wayne Rooney. Unfortunately, I would need to leave Cantona out because of the team that we have, which is unfortunate. So for me, Rooney and Henry up front. Cantona finds himself on the bench.
Cantona
unfortunately.
and Bergkamp on the bench. What
But yeah, Tassin, you give us your.
What about RVP?
No, I don't think RVP is in that bracket. I think
No,
he's a
no.
class player, but not
I
in
mean,
that bracket.
he ties the both teams up, but sure.
No,
I
but
mean,
I
he's
think
not,
in that
doesn't,
bracket,
he
you know,
doesn't
Rooney-
definitely, sure.
Cantona. Oh, so what we'll do, Tassin, we'll give you the 4 players and we'll let you choose it.
Right.
Right. So we got Rooney, Cantona, Van Persie, Dennis Bergkamp, and Thierry Henry.
This is
So
tough.
from that 4,
This
you
is-
choose
Imagine
the
as,
Wow.
as a manager, now choosing your starting
Yes,
lineup.
I don't even want to know.
Unbelievable. So let's go. I mean, the sure.
Listen,
sure
just-
one
And I mean,
is-
I'm not
Just
even
before
talking
you
about
say-
York and Cole, right?
no, I
No,
mean,
wait,
and they
what?
were the.
Oh.
I mean,
Imagine a Thierry Henry and a Cantona, a Vava Voom.
I'm happy with it.
A Vava
I,
Voom.
I think
That's...
no, that
I don't know.
beautiful.
It will just give you a Vava Voom. It's a French thing, but
Definitely. So
That's
I would
it.
go with Thierry Henry, which is definite, and Cantona, who was
I like
sublime. You
It's
know?
unfortunate Rooney doesn't make it, but I mean,
Rooney was
with the wealth of
Ah,
talent that
I
we
mean-
spoke about, that's it.
Dennis
So
Bergkamp,
there we go. We've got our
bench.
We've
bench
got our
with Rooney. The
we've
two
got
of
our
them.
top 11 locked in. Just quick run through. So we've got the big game, Peter Schmeichel in the goal. We've got Gary Neville on the left. Ashley Cole running down the left back. Through the center, we've got Rio Ferdinand and Tony Adams. Right wing, we've got David Beckham bombing up and down. Left wing, 2008 Cristiano Ronaldo, beast of a player.
Give you a yes.
Unfortunately, Keane and not unfortunately, but Keane and Vieira partnership because of Tassin, which is a bit of a weird one, but okay, we'll go with it.
I'm looking at it from a neutral. I
And
mean,
then the French connection, Vava Voom up front, Thierry Henry and Eric Cantona.
Wow.
So that's an amazing 11. I think any coach would be licking their lips at a squad like that.
we don't
and-
even talk about Paul Scholes.
exactly.
I mean,
I mean,
there's
we
so
could
many
make
people
we
to
could
talk
make
about.
another
Honorable
we
mentions.
could make another 2 top
We could make
11s
one too, definitely,
with the amount
definitely.
of talent that we've left out. But give us your
Yes,
your
please.
your
That's
teams. Give
important.
us your feedback. Criticize our team as well. If you feel like we've left players out, jump into the comments field. But thank you so much for joining us, Tassin. Thanks
Thanks, guys. Really
for
enjoyed
coming
it.
on.
It was
Really
quite fun,
appreciate you being on the show and looking forward to you coming on a few more times. So yeah, thank you so much. Abdul, if you want to just
Thank
take
you
us
guys.
out.
Yes, guys, thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's gun to Old Trafford, gunning to Old Trafford. You guys are the best. All the best. We see you guys
Thank you,
soon.
everybody.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.